that the more you slowed your metabolism, the less you'd be able to lose, the less weight you'd be able to lose. Because after all, that's kind of physics, right? If you were burning more calories and you cut the same number of calories in your diet, then you would expect to lose more weight. Like the energy has to come from somewhere. It's going to come from body fat. What we observed in The Biggest Loser was that the people who were most successful at losing weight during this kind of crazy competition, they were the ones who experienced the most slowing of metabolism. And there is this idea that the slowing of metabolism, well, that's got to be a bad thing. That's got to predict who's going to regain the most weight after this crazy competition. And there turned out to be no significant relationship whatsoever with who regained the most weight. It wasn't the folks who had the greatest slowing. It wasn't the folks who had the least amount of slowing. It was more or less random. And then at 6 years later, the ones who were most successful at keeping the weight off continue to have the greatest slowing of metabolism. And the only way I've been able to sort of make sense of that is that our changes in metabolism and the slowing of metabolism is a response to the intervention. It's not determinative. It's the way I sort of like to think about it is it's kind of like the tension on a spring. And if you're doing an intervention to stretch the string and the spring and thereby kind of cause weight loss, you can do that, but the greater pullback you'll feel, right? But the greater you pull, the more weight you've lost. So the distance that you've pulled the spring is in some sense related. It's like how much weight you're losing, but the more you pull, the more the resistance, the greater the tension on the spring. That's the metabolic slowing.